What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Kanye West, you have been blowing up Kim's phone over the way Kim is dressed in North. Y'all, let's get into this because a new story is out. Kim and Kanye are going to war, but I really do think Kim is just doing it for publicity. She needs her Netflix show All's Fair to do well. She needs Keeping Up with the Kardashians to do well. Kim been quiet for the last year. All of a sudden, she's telling her business, but the only business she's telling is actually North and Kanye's business. Anyway, Kim first said somebody put a hit out on her. Who? Said the brown owl. Kim, shut up. Ain't nobody coming to see you sing Otis, somebody close to her. Anyway, right? They are saying that Kanye is sending furious texts to Kim. But listen to what? Because here's the thing. A broken clock can be right 2 times a year, honestly. They said an insider claims that Kanye West is sending furious texts to Kim Kardashian over North West's fashion choices. The messages allegedly came after North wore a fitted corset top, boots, and a miniskirt during a family trip to Rome. They revealed that Kim remains unfazed by Kanye's actions and doesn't want him to shatter their daughter's confidence. Now, let me just say this, right? Because everybody's always going off on Kim. Let me just say this. Kim... There is no doubt that Kim loves her daughter, of course. Kim thinks because she has money and security and everything else that insulates North. See, here's the thing. When you put yourself out there on a public stage, no matter what it is, there are people that are going to applaud you. But there's a lot of people that are going to boo you. There's a lot of people that's going to heckle you. There's a lot of people that are going to have opinions and you might not want to hear it. You have to be very, very mentally strong to stand out on a public stage and not for art, right? To go out and be a Beyonce. Well, her art speaks for herself. To go out and be Blue Ivy. Blue Ivy's work and art. Now, you people critiqued it, but it speaks for itself. Kim is trying to raise North to be what she is, a socialite, a public figure, but there's no art behind it. So when people critique what they're seeing, right? And that's what you do when you put yourself on a public stage, they are in fact critiquing you. And it takes a lot of mental strength and a lot of whatever to separate you're talking about who you perceive me to be, not who I am. And the concern is with North, she does not have the mental fortitude. Why? When you got 2 billionaire parents, all the money is made, right? These opportunities that Kim wants to get you, they'll be there once North has a sense of herself. But I think what everybody's concern is, whether they're being ignorant about it or trying to be gentle, is we all see someone that is hungry for fame. She's like No Face and Spirited Away. I'm talking about Kim. It's never enough. It's none of the money, the fame, the accolades, the most, the best. It's never enough. You are now throwing your daughter into that belly of the beast. It's never enough. Get them talking, fame by anything. Okay, fine. But to do that to someone during the years when they are formulating who they are, when your self-esteem is being cemented, when you start going through the, who am I? Am I pretty? Do I look like this? Am I smart? When you start reevaluating and truly cementing why would you expose a kid to that? And even if you did, you're not exposing it through work. You had an 11-year-old walking around in a bustier. Why? That's not even the style these days. Say what you want about Kanye, and he is a deadbeat. He hasn't been around. I get it. But both of them, Kanye is neglectful. Kim is neglectful in the way that she thinks that her kids are built like her. But Kim doesn't realize all this fame came to you after you were grown and you kind of knew who you were. You see what I'm saying? So, and even then it was tough for you, but it came to you even once you had that thing. Kanye is neglectful because he's not around. Kim is neglectful because she does not give, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going on. They said, according to sources, Kanye criticized Kim over text regarding North's dressing style following the family's trip to Rome. At the time, North's fashion choices, they're saying, which people deemed too adult, drew whispered widespread attention and put Kim under fire. However, a source reveals that Kanye even threatened to take legal action against her. But here's what they said. It's pure hypocrisy. Kanye has Bianca walking around in sheer revealing outfits, but he's really tearing into Kim over North's clothes. He keeps saying it's inappropriate and that Kim's gone too far, and he's even threatened to get lawyers involved if she doesn't rein it in. It's turning really ugly. He's sending her furious messages nonstop. Okay, let me just say this, right? And I know I make that art. Kanye is a weirdo. Bianca's a bigger weirdo. Kim is a weirdo in her own right. They're all like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in their own way, in my opinion. But this argument that because Kanye got Bianca walking around sheer, then North should be able to wear a bustier at the thing of 11, Kim, rein it in. We looked at Bianca odd that she was walking around sheer, but we said she's an adult. She can do what she wants. It's weird. They're into some weird stuff. But what does that have to do with the 11-year-old? That's like saying, oh, you're a hypocrite. You having sex every night. Why can't so? Because what? There are differences between what adults do and what kids do. And yes, Kanye is not leading or putting a good example up. That's a different conversation. But to act like because one person is taking it too far, then that gives you carte blanche to let an 11-year-old take it too far? That doesn't make any sense. How about Bianca cover up and Northwest can go back to dressing the way she's comfortable? And not even that. North had really good fashion style. Kim was the one that is trying to make her be a little debutante and make her debut. Let's not forget Chris had Kim on, I think at 14 took her, or 13 or 14 took her to go get birth control because she had a boyfriend that was one of the Jacksons. So anyway. Insiders further reveal that Kanye believes that North has been corrupted by fame and fashion. He's been claiming that Kim is pushing North to grow up too quickly. And he's angry and says she's letting their daughter be sexualized. This comes even when he once encouraged Kim to wear provocative outfits when they were married. They said the double standard is unreal. It's not a double standard when one person's 11 and one person's 8. I get what they're trying to say, but this is the bad analogy. That analogy would work if he criticized Kim for her dressing too sexy and you got Bianca. But again, now I will say one of the cures for this is Kanye actually visiting the kids and being a bigger influence on the kids and on North, because Kim said that Kanye hasn't seen or talked to the kids in months. They also said that Kim is not paying attention to his furious messages and is just passing them on to her lawyer. She doesn't argue with him and she prioritizes North. She doesn't want her daughter's confidence ruined by her father's chaos. Kim, again, she loves North. I'm sure Kanye loves North. They're both neglectful in different ways. One is more dangerous than the other. The same way you could argue that Kris Jenner was very neglectful for the way she raised Kim, but Kris is always there. Yes, you get kudo points for being there and this and that, but if your mama is the one putting you out there, your mama's putting you out there. She's saying that Kim is incredibly proud of North's creativity. She's bold, imaginative, and loves expressing herself through clothes. But Kim's always keeping things age appropriate. Exactly, Kim thinks it's appropriate for an 11-year-old to wear corsets. I actually think she's putting North in corsets because she's doing what everybody with plastic surgery does. You have that new body so long, you think that's actually the way you're shaped, and that's normal human proportions. I peeped it when North was younger, and she had that regular little belly that kids have before they, grow up. And even at Kourtney's wedding, she had her in bustiers. She does it because she wants to see North's waist nipped in. Kim said she's very involved and sets clear boundaries. The idea that she's encouraging North to dress like a grown-up is absurd. Okay. They said, Kim, you can say what you want. And Kanye is a lunatic. But we are not going to act like for one instant it is normal to dress an 11-year-old in a push-up bustier. For what? It looks dumb, too. You ain't got nothing to push up. What are you doing? She could have easily put a t-shirt under that. It was just weird. And And again, I'm not criticizing North because North is a kid and she can't experiment. I'm saying that when you push her out on a global stage to be criticized for her appearance and who she is, just because you want her to take the lead for the new generation of fashion industry it girls, and you're already a billionaire, and even Kanye, who's an idiot, is always going to have money, billionaire, millionaire, whatever. It just doesn't make sense, the trade-off you're willing to make. They said a source close to Kim says that Kanye's criticizing North's dressing is not to parent but to regain control. They claim that he can no longer ask Kim to do what he wants, so he's channeling that energy towards North. Kim sees exactly what's happening, and she's not tolerating it. She's willing to absorb all his anger if that's what it takes to let her daughters be herself. Her daughters, I guess he's doing this, be herself. And an insider added that Kim actively ignores Kanye's meltdowns and focusing on raising her kids. Listen, I agree with that too. Like I said, neither of them have clean hands. Kanye is controlling, and he is trying to get Kim to bend to this will. But that said, Kim, you got to put your ego aside, because out of all this, is what he's saying a bad thing in this narrow little thing? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Again, he said that he called... Listen, I get what Kim's saying. I just think, yo, this is the wrong... And anybody saying, I get it, you might not like Kanye, but this is the wrong hill to die on. Again, Kim is letting her dress to adult, and if she wants to, that's fine. But I think the bigger issue is not the bustier, it's her pushing her onto the stage at this very critical time of self-esteem and her sense of self-evaluating. I don't think Kim knows what she's doing, and she thinks because she monitors North's internet and she has security guards around her all the time and a driver, that North will stay out of all the trouble. And life is not like that. Predators aren't like that. And the stuff that messes with kids' self-esteem, it's not like that. But whatever. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.